Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Dock and Book Flying. What you see here before you is us transiting over east coast of the United States as we approach Charlotte, or as my son would say, as we go to Charlotte again, or another video of landing in Charlotte. We're always landing in Charlotte, but well, that's because there's everything correct with Charlotte, nothing wrong with Charlotte, and it's just the most best city ever. yeah, it's issues like everybody else, but more importantly, it is our home airport. So we are rolling in today to Charlotte. We are flying into 36 right. You see out there, that was just flying over Bristol, Tennessee, and Johnson City, Tennessee. The old Cumberland Gap. Here we go, pulling in Charlotte. You can see here, got a fairly nice day out there. It's not going to be too terrible, or at least I don't anticipate anything terrible. But you know, we tend to get up to stuff every once in a while and find ourselves in a interesting situation. See our minimums here, 927. We'll go ahead and roll that up there. I wanted to show you guys on the chart though, so in case you weren't aware of where to find your minimums, you can locate those there. We'll set our minimums here, and then we'll go and set our VREF speed, and we'll be all set for approach. 927, not 972. 927, bam. I have already plugged in our route here. We are, first off, you saw the TCAS was off. That's because we are flying offline. Nobody's online currently. It is Labor Day weekend, so it takes real dedicated nerds like myself to be playing video games on Labor Day weekend. But c'est la vie, here we are. Oh, our VREF, that's right. Everybody's in the chat like, hey, remember the VREF? Yeah, I was totally about to forget that. The VREF +5 are winds in Charlotte, variable at 6. So that means they are all over the place at 6. So +5 is the correct way to go about that. We're going into 36 right. We are flying the Parker Star Taft transition into 36 right. I can say things the proper way. I just choose not to. Don't do that though, kids. Stay in school. Be a good person. Alright, all, here we are at passing through 18,000 feet. As you know, I'll be taking over at 10,000 feet. Just wanted to do a quick walk around the aircraft and share everybody the particular one we're flying in today. I know we try to do this. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to update GSX before it will finally just simply work and load the passengers, but they've been going through some stuff, it seems. Their latest pushes haven't really been the bee's knees, as it were, not in my opinion. So get that together, guys. One World 738. November 837, November. Flagtail design. This is the current livery liveries that they're flying. So this one's up to date, as it were. I do like how they put the, I don't know if you guys can see that very clearly, but there's like a slight shadowing to where theoretically the jetway at the airport hooks up. So that's been pretty cool. Did I say GSX earlier? I didn't mean GSX. I meant FS Dream Team. Because that's, nope, I was right the first time. It is GSX, FS Dream Team, GSX. So that's what was interchangeable. I was misplacing. All right, let's set our barometric pressure. You see here, 3017. I thought I was misplacing, but I wasn't. There we go. 3017. Our minimums have been set. Our VREF is set. We are set. So let's get after it, everyone. Welcome to Doc Hook Flying. Oh, if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, this kind of FPV pilot flying with a personality, I guess is a gentle way of calling whatever it is what I do. But yeah, no, this is what we do on this channel. We land airplanes, fly airplanes, have a lot of fun, talk about a whole bunch of just everything in between with the war, and if this, years from now, this would be the war. Russia invaded Ukraine, so on and so forth. You guys might laugh, but there's a lot of countries that don't even exist anymore, and they looked untouchable 100 years ago. So that is the lifetime of a human. So within one lifetime of a person, they can see something go from greatness to despair. Take, for instance, the United Kingdom. Oof. Oof. Talk about a downfall. But here we are. Probably enough geopolitical talk for the day, though. I don't know. You guys comment if you want me to ramble more about. Actually, comment down below what you want, what you think this channel should be doing. Very open to suggestions. I am just a random dude. I have no idea what I'm doing. Not a YouTuber. But if you do like listening to me, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, a successful YouTuber would ask you to do if, they knew what to do. Imagine I was that person. Thank you. Nah, we're having a good time on Sunday, guys. It's gonna be fun. Got some cloud cover coming in? What we got going on, Charlotte? What are you doing here? Few broken. They use these terms, and I assume in like meteorology school, weatherman school, they tell you when to use these terms, like, percentage of cloud cover would be my assumption. Like, if it's above 40%, it's like, now we call it scattered storms, or if it's above 30%, we call it isolated. You know what I mean. Comment down below if you guys know what that means, because that would be awesome to learn something new every day, right? Knowing is half the battle. All right, we are below 10,000 feet. Time to take over. Yeah, we got it. At some point, it's like, hey, Boeing, can I just disable that little buzzer? But then if you accidentally hit it, you're like, I shouldn't have disabled that buzzer. Really would have been helpful right now. Alright guys, we're at 240. I'm going to keep us at 240 before I put down our, start getting into our flap situation. Because we still have 10 miles, and then Charlotte has a very long approach line. Like, so here's Charlotte, right? So we're going to turn 10 miles from now to land on that runway. Which I know is nice and gentle for those imaginary people down in the back. But, there's no reason why we can't do it fast, right? You see over there on the co-pilot's monitor here that there's another decel or derate, and that's going to be when the VNAV will actually kick into our ref speed, because there we go, got the localizer. I feel like I could have started could have went direct, but I always do that, and then I end up being way too aggressive. Then that aggressiveness turns into hastiness, which then puts me down way earlier than I had wanted. So I end up flying the approach all engine screaming and flat as a bone. But we're going to try to do a nice, smooth, small adjustments throughout. Look what I almost did. I almost forgot the landing lights. Womp womp. Get 'em. Get after 'em, boys. Boo this man. Shame. Shame. There goes that decel setting. So now we should be heading for, there's flaps 1. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. But we're really going to adjust heavily our trim to get us below the 5-degree mark. There we go. I just like to be gently below that, if that makes sense. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to slow down. I'm not trying to gain altitude there. Let's push her in. See, that's what you really, I did a terrible job there, but sometimes I do a better job of hitting that better and anticipating that push up and lift a little bit better. I didn't that time, but every landing's different, folks. It is crazy how different, how many hours you can spend in this. But that's why you need so many hours, is so when something new happens, as it happens every single time, you have the procedures in place to handle that. Could also be me trying to self-rationalize why I play so much Flight Simulator. Yeah, we don't need to dig into that. Alright, gears down, guys. Let's get it. Let's see if we can pull this off. I think we're good. Saw a video of some foreign EasyJet, I want to say. The landing looked like an EasyJet landing. Of some super short runway somewhere in Europe, and man, it was rough. It was rough. He made me feel pretty good about the landings I consider bad. Alright, so we're still at flaps 1. I'm going to let us descend a little bit more aggressive just to get us closer in, because we are still high, as you can see. But we're going to work on it. 9 degrees as a crosswind, that is hardly variable at 6 degrees. Jeez Christ. Like, drop in the chat if the METAR could have been a little bit more specific. variable at 6 means 090 at 10 to 11. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Come on. Comment down below if they did me dirty or if I did something wrong. There we go, we're on track now. We'll set the nose correctly. And we'll let that crosswind just kind of put us on the money. Watch this. And what we're doing right now, guys, is I'm actually going to keep my center point right at those two squares, right? Then when we hit minimums, there it is. Right. Here we go. Nice and smooth. Oh, nope, we floated it. Come on. There we go, finally. Jeez. Go full reverse. There you go. Brakes 3, just because we floated it that little bit. And we floated it because of the flaps. And I recognize that and I see it. Call me out in the comments if you want, boys. I understand. But we live to fight another day. Nothing is ever as bad as it seems. Tomorrow could be the day you win the lottery. You have no idea. Anyway, thank you all for joining. If you like these videos, like this kind of content, have suggestions, comments, concerns, worries for yourself as a person, drop them in the chat. And, you know, let random people on the internet pray for you. That's what we do here. But we also fly planes. Dog Cook Flying, saying, have a good Labor Day, everybody.